I moved around 13 months ago, originally from Vienna to Los Angeles, because we have a company that really is growing into the world market. And I felt today we have Halloween, and you guys must be really the real startups, because it's one of the most beautiful days out there, and you're here, and I've heard that the party was going up to 5 o'clock in the morning. So the question is, if money making is a sin, welcome to hell, what that means really for a startup. I want to tell you a little bit about changing the mindset of really terminating something that's originally more positioned in Austria and in Europe about if you want to get rich, if you want to really be successful, if you want to take responsibility for your life, you're not as welcomed as if you want to do something else. But for a startup, I think one of the most goals is to really have a goal and to be rich. And he has shown us that. The question remains, this is a great wish, but the challenge is how we get there, how we can really achieve this goal. And I think the most important part is for us as entrepreneurs is to say, is that born or is that made? I would say it's not a born trait. If you want to be optimistic, if you want to be persistent, if you want to be driven and has passionate, this is something that you really have to drive on. This is what you are making out of yourself. That means you believe in your business, and this is what you have to do. You have first to jump. You really have to jump as the first one, as an entrepreneur, and then the people will follow you. And that means when you're jumping, you have in some form a bottleneck. And the bottleneck is always you. So you have to lift it up and say, okay, I'm the bottleneck, but I need the knowledge of the community. I need the knowledge of my team. Try as possible fast to really to liberate and to delegate as much as possible. So one thing I can promise you is, and I've learned that in a hard way in the last years, what it really means to work hard if you want to achieve a goal. This guy, when he was jumping out, that we probably all have seen, he was working harder than ever before. And this trait, this impact, you have to bring to your people. You have to bring to the team. If you really want to succeed, it's not only about you working hard, your team has to work hard. And for that reason, your business is about doing. It's a verb. It's not a substance. It's a verb. It's about doing. That means all of that comes that nobody really cares about your business. Come to the conclusion, no one cares. You have to climb up the ladder. You have to go up this way by yourself. And for that reason, sometimes you have to think about your business model. Is that really a profitable business model? Because nobody cares. In the future, people will care. If the business model is profitable and if the need of the customer you're really touching. And I can tell you, the tricky thing on that is that you really have to think about of the insight of the buyer who's buying your product. Go deeply in that, what that means. The commercial insight of the buyer, if you touch that. And so, starting your business like this guy up there, balancing is bullshit. It's bullshit. You will fall down. The question remains, are you willing to get up and move on again? This is the thing, what you have to do. Get up and move on. And for that reason, everything is about real relationships. But they are not found, they are created. You create the relationships. You are in an active process. And so you have sometimes to change your perspective of overviewing where you're going, what you're doing. And I tell you, we all have to learn from the best. As we have learned from him, he was a great model for us. In all ways, is what you do determines the outcome. And so often you're really alone, but get over it. Just get over it. Focus on the goal where you're going. And for that reason, you need some principles. Principle number one is about get over your fear of losing, of failing. Startup's enemy number fear is to fail. I am hopefully seeing that in this crowd, if someone fails here, we should cheer and say, hey, come on, move on to the next try, because it's good if you try it. Number 2 principle is about be yourself, but for a reason, for the reason of the customer purpose. If you have the customer purpose, you have a reason to be different, like probably everybody knows this guy who has a reason when he was promoting his airline. And the principle of number 3 is about multiply yourself. And multiply yourself means, as an entrepreneur, you have to multiply yourself to the salespeople, to your sales force. They should be like you. They should think like you. They should act like you. And so salespeople are risk takers. And that's why they are also like us, like entrepreneurs, because they're taking a risk. They have the risk of taking a commission. 90% around the world working by commission. Probably not in Austria, it's probably different, but worldwide, it's about this spirit. And so we have to train the sales force. Constantly be ready, like here the guys are similar where I'm living right now in Los Angeles. Be ready for what? Be ready for the wave. For the wave of riding persistently. And for a startup, one thing is only the wave. It's about selling, 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 selling. You have to ride this wave. And for that, you need this quality of prospecting future customer. Presenting. Your people and yourself have to have the best presentation of closing the deals and referrals. And you need that because the winners do 3 things differently today. The winners around the world are doing 3 things differently. Number 1, the entrance is about connecting. If you connect to people, this is just the entrance. It's just the entrance into the market. You connect to people on a relationship level. But then you have to convince the people about your idea, about your product, about that you're convincing him that this is for him a good investment that he's taking. And finally, you have to learn to collaborate with your customers, future customers, with your existing customers, because they are the spokesmen for you. They are really pushing it out. Or they say, this is a cool product. This helps me. This gives me input. And I tell you one thing, all of these ideas, I really felt that in my own life. And I was drawn to a school that really helped me tremendously. And this is the Austrian School of Economics. These guys, it's almost 150 years or even older. And one of the guy who was the founding father, he's on the left-hand corner, Karl Menger. He was the teacher of Kronprinz Rudolf. And he was one of these great guys who was writing unbelievable stuff. And he found out that the entrepreneur is the driving force of everything. Entrepreneurship is that what you really need to make a change in society. And this is so great about this conference here, about this festival, because you see all these energies coming in of one of the most beautiful days, you guys sitting here and just moving on. For that reason, we have a gift for you guys. You can right now with your handy go up, take a quick click on the QR code, and what you get is from us today. And if you have not the flyer, you can do that too. You get a value of $10,000 today. 10,000 K. Yeah, you can have. We give away unbelievable knowledge. I'm announcing today the first really free ebook about Kindle today, what we did. Announced it in America. It's about 748 pages about sales startups, about how you really can move into the market, why CRM is important, and this is all about our product, Pipeliner, that really helps you to be a super salesman, because this is what you need to drive when you do a startup. I invite you guys, came over, just take a look, take this. We give that away today. And I cheer with you together that we all will be successful. Have a great afternoon.